Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're going to be getting back to our Nissan Skyline tutorial. We're going to be talking about how to model the rim. And before I was going over how to model a TE37, but I figured since we're going to be doing an R34, let's go ahead and just do everything from the R34. So we're going to be redoing the rim now. And I got this R34 rim picture on Google Images. It's really easy to find. Just type in R34 rim. Go ahead and upload it into 3ds Max. If you need a tutorial about how to do that, and you're just here to learn how to model a rim for whatever reason that might be, you can watch my first tutorial that I made, my first and second tutorial, and that talks about how to put blueprints into 3ds Max. Alright, so to begin, go to standard primitives and create a plane. And you go ahead and just make a plane right over there, just like that, and bring the segments down to 1 for each side. Hit Alt W to get out of the left view, go into perspective. Alright, let me reselect that, bring this forward a little bit just so you can see it and so we can kind of look at what we're doing while we model it. Alright, now you want to right click and convert that to an editable polygon. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is take these two bottom vertices and move these over just like that. So I'm going to begin to shape the spokes. Alright, next thing you want to do is take this bottom edge right here, hold down shift, and just go ahead and bring that down to where it's touching this GTR plate. Alright, and the next thing that you want to do is hit this button right over here, select this entire piece, grab the rotate tool, hold down shift, and go ahead and make a copy of that, and that's fine right there. Clone to element is okay. And then what you want to do is you want to move this right over here, and go ahead and rotate that just so that it's all lined up correctly, and make sure that the bottom of it is kind of touching our GTR centerpiece. And as you can see, I kind of got it pretty even on both sides, so just make sure you got an even distance over there. Alright, now once you get that done, go ahead and reselect that, hold down shift, and while you're rotating, just go ahead and make another copy of it. Clone to element is okay. Go ahead and move that over and line that up. Alright, that should be good. Now take this one and grab your rotate tool, and now you see how it says angle snap. Go ahead and hit that and hold down shift, and we're going to make a 180 degree copy. Grab your move tool, move this directly to the bottom. Now as you guys can see, obviously my polygons don't line up directly with the picture of the rim. Now don't worry about that, it's okay, because remember, this image right here is only for like reference. And by the way, when you guys do upload this image, just make sure you can rotate it so that you're looking at the rim so that it's at like 90 degrees. And this goes for like modeling anything really. You want to pay more attention to what you're actually modeling and just use these things as like a rough instance, just because of the fact that like you don't want to model like exactly to the blueprint, but you definitely just want to make sure you got your shape down and stuff correctly. Okay, going back to our tutorial, go ahead and grab this edge and this edge over here, excuse me, and this edge, and this edge, this edge, and this edge, and this edge, and this edge. Hit Alt W, get back into perspective, or the top view, it doesn't really matter. I like to work in perspective because I can see what's going on better. Hold down shift and just drag those back a little bit. Now make sure you don't drag the second face, which is the one touching the GTR plate, because that's not going to need to come back. Alright, now with that being said, let's go ahead and go into perspective, hit Alt W, and grab this top edge right here, hit loop, I'm sorry, go back into the left view and drag that up about to like right there, then grab your scale tool and just move that in a little bit, just like that. Not too much, but not too little. Like right there should be good. Alright. Hold down shift and do that one right there. And then slightly bring it out, just like that. And then hold down shift, bring it up one more time. And then this time, go ahead and bring it out just like that. Alright, grab your faces. And you can go ahead and turn angle snap off, by the way, for now. Hold down shift, so just so you get those polygons. Home to element is okay. And move that over here. And now we're just going to rotate that and line it up. That's about good. Sometimes it helps if you zoom in so you can kind of see the lines better. So as you can see, I can probably get a little bit of a better rotation there. Alright. And you want to just make sure that these like lightly intersect like that. And then go ahead and grab these vertices right here. And then what you can do is hit this box next to Weld. And you can go ahead and bump this up to like 4.2 just to make sure that you get that all welded. Alright, then you want to go ahead and grab your faces one more time. And I'm sorry, actually I forgot to do one thing. Go ahead and delete this really fast. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start to get into the shaping of our rim. So go ahead and hit vertex and grab all of these except for this bottom part, or I'm sorry, this top part up here, and drag that back just like that. And then grab these top vertexes, the top two over here, and then you can go ahead and bring those back a little bit and grab the topmost layer, and then you can bring that back just a little bit more, and then go ahead and grab this like little middle section and just bring that back just a little bit, and then grab this second to bottom section right over here, and then straighten that out just a little bit, just like that is good. So now what you want to do is hit Alt W, get back into the left view. Alright, now go ahead and hit the faces. And now we can go ahead and continue where we left off at. So hold down the shift key, and while you rotate it, bring this right down here. Wow, looks like I got a perfect rotation right there. That's a first. Alright, line that up. And you can go ahead and just hit Weld. And again, remember, hit the box next to Weld and increase the threshold so you make sure those vertices are connected. Alright. The face is still selected. Hold down shift and clone to element. The difference between cloning to element and cloning to object really fast, just so I can explain that to you guys, is like if you want to clone to object, it's really useful because it'll make it a separate piece. So if you're modeling like a front bumper, which is what we're going to do after we do the wheel tire, modeling the front lip you can separate as an object, and anything else you can think of that would fall into that category. Okay. Go ahead and weld that. And now we're going to do one more. So grab the top faces up here, hit the rotate tool, go ahead and hit angle snap, and you can bring that 180 degrees. Clone to element is okay. Go ahead and drag that down. Alright, make sure it's lined up. That's good right there. And what you can do after that is go ahead and hit vertex and click on those. You can go ahead and click weld. Now I'm going kind of fast in my tutorial, but while you guys are following me, I want you to do a little bit of a better job getting the curvature and getting the shape right. Although even what I have will look pretty nice once it's done in the renderer, so there's no need to really worry about that. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and grab the edge tool and hit the select key, grab this, hit control and grab this, hit ring. By the way guys, I apologize that you can't really see what edges I'm selecting in 3ds Max 9, but I'm sure you can get an idea because we're not really dealing with much geometry. I don't know why my software is doing that, but bear with me for the moment. Just hit connect. So there you go, now you can kind of see what I did right there. Grab your faces tool and take this entire half and delete that. And this is just because we're going to be using a symmetry modifier, so that way everything else is going to get mirrored over. Alright. Now what you want to do is grab the vertex tool, take this, move it right there, take this, move it there. Try to stay uniform. Alright. Next thing you want to do is go ahead and take this edge right here, hold down shift, go one, shift drag one more time, target weld this edge to this piece. Alright, now go ahead and take this and do the same thing. Go ahead and drag it down one time. Manipulate the vertex. Just bring it in a little bit. Bring it in about as much as I brought in the last one, so not too much, not too little. Right there is good. Hold down shift one more time. Go ahead and do that. Target weld this to this. Alright, now come over here. Do the same thing one more time. Vertex selection. I apologize if I'm going kind of fast with this, guys, but it's also pretty easy if you just kind of watch what I'm doing. You know, you throw on a little music and get into your flow. That's what I recommend. Alright, so now that we did that, let's go ahead and fix these vertices really fast. This one right here looks good. That's what you want. So basically just take this and do that, and then take that and do that. Cool. Come over here, hit ring, connect. Alright. Take this vertex and form it along the GTR plate, just like that. Okay. Next thing that you're gonna do is take this edge, and this edge right here, and you can hit loop, and then take your shift key. You don't have to turn that off. I just turned that off because I just saw it being on and it's not really necessary right now. Sorry about that. And hold down shift, scale those in. I'm sorry, I don't know why that didn't work. Hold down shift. And okay, let's take a look at why that didn't work for a second. Oh, I see why that didn't work. Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. I completely forgot to do a step with you. So, the next thing that we're going to do is take this edge over here, and I apologize, guys. I lost myself for a second there. And we're not even going to need to do what I was going to do. I was just moving a bit fast right there. So hold down shift, drag out a new edge from here to there, and then using your move tool in the perspective, go ahead and bring it right about there. And I like working in perspective with you guys because I want you to get into the habit of modeling in perspective. It really helps to go ahead and weld that, but working in perspective helps to kind of train your eyes. And a lot of the times that's what makes 3D modeling easy. Because obviously speaking, you know, we ended up shaping our spokes using the perspective viewport, and I just quickly did that based off of what I saw that the GTR rim looked like in real life. So go ahead and rotate and take this edge right over here, hold down shift, grab the move tool and just try to line up those vertexes right there. Alright, that looks good. Take those, go ahead and weld that, grab that edge, come, ooh, no, there you go. Go ahead and bring that out a little bit, hit target weld, this edge to this edge, good to go. Now I'm going to rotate to the bottom spoke. So go ahead and grab this edge right here, hold down shift, and line it up, bring it down, bring it back. And you can really use rotate to kind of see what you're doing a little bit better. Now I'm doing this on my laptop, so sorry if I'm using my transform tools a little bit slowly, but if you're on a desktop and you have an actual mouse, I'm sure you can go a little bit faster. Alright, grab that, weld, edge, down, target weld that to that. Okay, now that we got that done, the next thing you want to do is take this, and this right here, hit loop. Alright, come back into the left view. Oh, by the way, to not lose where your selection is at when you're going from view to view, as you can see, like if I hover over perspective, I get these two boxes over here with the arrow in the middle. So just make sure that that's active before you click on the viewport, or else you'll lose your work. And then you can just hit Alt W to maximize the viewport. Alright, now you want to go ahead and scale those in a little bit. Go ahead and give our rims a little bit of shape. Not too much, but definitely enough. Right there is good. Alright, come back into the viewport and take this vertex right over here. And as you can see on the rim, it kind of like tapers up into there, so to make that effect, just take this vertice and just go ahead and bring it up near that point. I'm sorry, go ahead and undo that. Fully undo that and get into the left view. And line it up just like that. Come into perspective, take the x-axis, and then just bring that in. Right about there is good. Now we're going to be doing the same thing on all sides. So take it, and you can line it up just like that. Try to get it exact. It doesn't have to be perfectly exact, but this is your artwork, so I like to say that every little bit counts when you're making your project, and I would get it more exact if I was doing this outside of a tutorial, but I'm really just doing this just to show you guys how this goes down. You can get it as perfect as you want to. Alright, you can do a last one down here. Alt W, perspective. Add 1, 2, x-axis, bring those in. Right there's good. Alright, come down over here. Go ahead, go 1, 2, and bring those in. Like right there is good. You definitely don't gotta get that perfect, you know. This is something where once you look at it from like a distance, it's gonna look perfect anyways. Alright, cool. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into modeling the lip itself. But we're gonna go ahead and do that in the next lesson, just so that we don't do too much right here. So this is what you should have so far. Go ahead and exit out of vertex and hit symmetry. Make sure you're on X. Make sure turn off slice along mirror. Turn on weld seam. I'm sorry. Hit undo and go into symmetry. Hit mirror. And make sure you're only moving the mirror anytime you throw symmetry on anything. Alright. So as you can see, we're obviously getting some distortion right here. So what you can do just to kind of even that up is bump up the weld threshold. It's about like 6. And then there you go. there you have it. Then you should get a perfectly welded seam, and go ahead and get out of there. Put mesh smooth on, hit rendering, render, or shift Q, and then you get this nice little geometry that we have over here. Now as you can see, I'm getting a little bit of distortion right there, and a lot of that is because I only have one iteration on here. So hit render one more time, bam, there you go. You get a perfectly smoothed out rim. This is pretty much your GTR rim so far, and in the next lesson we're going to go ahead and finish up making the lip of the rim. And then in my third lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to create that little GTR centerpiece, because that piece alone is pretty detailed. So hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and stay tuned.